Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao, Chapter 837, Chapter. The wind howled across the deck of the colossal ship, carrying with it a chill that seemed to seep into the bones of even the strongest cultivators. From within the shadowed corners of the vessel, 5 figures emerged, their presence slicing through the air like blades forged from midnight. "How dare you trespass? Leave at once!" Their voices rang in unison, sharp as thunder, breaking over jagged peaks. The sheer weight of their aura pressed down with invisible force. Jushuan and Rabbit shivered violently, their small forms quivering as if caught in a storm, while the gold-seeking rat had already flopped onto its back, limbs splayed in a feigned death, playing the part with impeccable timing. Hu Nu's pride flared instantly. "You won't retreat. Come, let them try," she bellowed, her voice resonating with indomitable courage. Yet the reaction that met her challenge was swift and merciless. One of the women raised her spear, a single movement radiating a deathly aura that seemed to crystallize the very air around them. Ling Han felt his pulse hitch. The oppressive energy exuded by this woman eclipsed even that of Ma Duobao, a master celebrated for the might of the first killing formation, whose reputation for annihilating immortals was legendary. How could mere soldiers wield such overwhelming power? A single thought struck Ling Han like a blade: immortals. But logic and cultivation law contorted around this conclusion. Even if immortals descended into the mortal plane, the powers of the realm itself should suppress their true strength. Nothing in the laws of the world could account for such display. Yet it was undeniably real, undeniably terrifying. With a subtle smile masking his concern, Ling Han drew Hu Nu aside. "We shall retreat for now," he murmured, guiding her back to the first cabin. Step by step, they withdrew, slipping through a hidden breach to the ship's exterior. Only then did they glimpse the others, their companions, those who had ventured earlier, retreating in orderly succession. Zuo Qifang, Ma Duobao, the 8 kings, all withdrew without engaging. Even with battle prowess exceeding 20 stars of the Shattering Void tier, none dared provoke the female soldiers. The strength on display was terrifying, a testament that these were no ordinary sentinels. They were merely the tip of the iceberg. Ling Han's gaze settled on Ma Duobao. "Brother Ma, even you are powerless against them?" he asked, incredulous. Ma Duobao's lips curved into a bitter smile. "It seems the world has far more hidden depths than I ever imagined. Even a handful of these warriors reminds me of my own insignificance." His words trembled with humility, for even he, standing atop human potential, had encountered an existence that made him feel small. Ling Han, too, felt the chill of awe brush over his spirit. Small Tower's voice intruded suddenly, mechanical yet precise. "These were not flesh and blood," it intoned. "Merely lingering manifestations of will, echoes of the past that have yet to fade." Ghosts, Ling Han realized, his brow furrowing. Could it be that these fierce women were spirits bound by obsession, their forms shaped by power and lingering intent? "Yes," Small Tower continued, reading his thoughts. "They are what mortals might call ghosts. After death, their will and unyielding strength left behind a residue of presence. This form persists, as vivid and self-aware as any living being." Ling Han considered this, marveling at the perfect simulation, the women's pursuit of them earlier, their coordinated defense, the instinctive awareness of intrusion. "But they seemed alive, aware of their surroundings," he said. "Their reactions, no different from actual human consciousness." "That awareness is but the echo of life," Small Tower explained. "A reflex born from obsession. If you wish, you may test it. Ask their names and watch as memory fails them. Only fixation remains. Everything else vanishes." Ling Han's lips twitched, a mixture of disbelief and amusement crossing his face. "So then, even if they thrust a spear through me, I would remain unharmed?" he asked. "They cannot exist to harm you. Not even immortals could be deceived by them in the way they appear," Small Tower replied, a note of teasing disdain in its voice. Ling Han's smile widened. "Brother Ma, perhaps it is time to venture inside once more," he said. Ma Duobao's eyes gleamed. "You have a plan, do you?" he asked, tone carrying both curiosity and trust. Ling Han laughed heartily, a sound that rang across the deck with confidence. "You will see, once we enter," he said. With a swift nod, Ma Duobao gave consent, placing his faith not in the strength of Ling Han alone, but in his unwavering character. The 8 kings exchanged nervous glances, yet they followed resolutely, Even those seasoned warriors felt the icy grip of fear at the memory of the female soldier's overwhelming aura. They were not cowards, merely aware that to engage would mean certain death. Their loyalty demanded courage, yet even that loyalty could not shield them from obliteration. As they stepped into the hull once more, the 5 female patrol soldiers appeared before them, their synchronized shouts breaking the tense silence. "How dare you enter? Leave at once!" Ling Han observed, noting a subtle, unnerving pattern. The women's behavior mirrored exactly what they had witnessed before, unchanging and eerily precise. Small Tower's words echoed in his mind. These were not living beings, but spectral echoes of obsession, incapable of memory beyond their fixation. Even the rift in the void created by the massive ship could not disturb their relentless patrol. Ling Han's fingers flicked, releasing a stream of sword chi that cut like lightning across one of the apparitions. The response was immediate. "You seek death," the woman shrieked, spear thrusting toward his head with lethal precision. The intensity of her attack made Ma Duobao's fingers twitch, the instinct of a cultivator yearning to strike. Wu Gaoyuan and the others followed with wry smiles, recognizing the audacity and danger of provoking such a presence. Even Ling Han's level 10 precious metal body, as durable as it was, could not claim invulnerability here. Yet Ling Han stood tall, chest forward, eyes steady. The ghostly warrior passed through his form, corporeal illusion melting away as if encountering naught but empty air. The 8 kings recoiled, hair standing on end, while Wu Gaoyuan and the others drew a sharp breath, their courage momentarily shattered. The attack had not been real, yet the impact on the senses was undeniable. Ma Duobao, observing with calm authority, remarked with a booming laugh, "This is an immortal's legacy. Even after death, their will endures. Their presence alone strikes terror into the hearts of mortals." The truth was now evident. These women were shadows, their formidable aura the remnant of souls once titanic in life. Emboldened by understanding, the group advanced. The remaining 4 women surged forward, striking in unison, yet their blows met only emptiness. Still, Ling Han could feel a subtle strain, a gentle pressure on the mind, a psychic residue left by the lingering obsession. He turned to Small Tower, seeking clarity. "Exposure will affect us?" he asked. "Yes," Small Tower replied, voice even. "Such lingering souls affect the spirit over time. Prolonged contact, years of exposure, could erode one's life force. But for brief exploration, you are safe." And so the group pressed deeper into the vast, labyrinthine hull of the ship, their hearts steady but senses sharp. Every step, every shadow could conceal both danger and revelation. The spirits before them were but echoes of greatness past, yet even echoes bore a weight that would test both courage and clarity of mind. Within this haunted vessel, the air itself seemed to hum with the power of lives long departed, and the saga of confrontation, courage, and cunning had only just begun. A chill wind whispered through the shattered void as Ling Han and his companions pressed forward, the remnants of a once mighty vessel looming like a ghostly leviathan. The air itself trembled with the weight of souls long departed, their lingering obsessions refusing to dissipate with death. Among them, 5 spectral female warriors prowled, a tempest of malice and lingering power that struck at the soul itself. Each cry they released was a shriek of the past, piercing through the very essence of those who dared approach. Though lifeless, they retained a fragment of the might that had once marked them as immortals, their presence a haunting testament that even the void could not fully erase. Ling Han could feel the barrage clawing at his spirit, a gnawing pressure that few could endure. The logic of cultivators, souls eternal, indestructible, and timeless, seemed almost laughable here. This was a ship birthed from the void, where even the strongest souls would be strained and frayed. Yet these female warriors endured, untouched by the strangling emptiness, appearing as if death itself had been a mere veil. They were immortals once, their names and legacies now whispered through the hollow corridors of this vessel. The assault was relentless. Not only Ling Han, but the others also felt the tearing, a gnawing ache that sapped the unprepared. Shattering void tier masters, their souls honed to the perfection of martial hearts, stood firm, but those beneath trembled, unshielded, and overwhelmed by the shrieking onslaught. Each strike of these dead souls threatened to rend them, to leave them husks of agony and fear. Still, None could retreat, for the prize hidden aboard this phantom vessel was too great. Even if personal gain was impossible, every cultivator desired at least a glimpse of destiny's favor, that fateful opportunity that could shift the currents of their lives. Suddenly, a sharp collapse echoed through the chambers. A deity transformation tier cultivator crumpled to the floor, lifeless, his soul torn to fragments. The body, stripped of vitality, would slowly decay, a grim reminder that no mastery, no experience could guarantee survival here. One by one, the cries and crashes followed. Deity transformation and flower blossom tier cultivators fell in succession, leaving only the strongest standing. Below heaven tier, there was no hope. Ignorant ambition swiftly curtailed by the unyielding wrath of these spectral guardians. Those below heaven tier, retreat! The Sword Emperor's voice boomed, resonating deep into the souls of those who wavered. His sword heart flared, a pure resonance that cut through greed and fear alike, clearing minds clouded by temptation. Many who had ventured forth, intoxicated by the promise of treasure, fled in haste, returning to safety. For the remaining heaven-tier elites, relief was partial. Their souls would not be slashed, not yet, but even their hardened spirits twisted in discomfort, a bitter taste of the destructive potential of these spectral women. Ling Han moved in tandem with Ma Duobao, each step measured, their senses alert to the ever-patrolling dead souls. The ship stretched before them like a fortress of memories, its lower floors riddled with countless cabins, each one silent, empty, and haunting. Only the 5 ghostly soldiers appeared, their patrols precise and relentless. Were they the strongest among the departed, or had others already claimed the voided spaces above? Ling Han pondered silently as they ascended to the next deck, the question unanswered, but pressing. Here the cabins were larger, more lavish, hinting at higher-ranking occupants in life. And as they proceeded, the spectral guards increased. 7 teams now, plus the prior patrols, 50 dead soldiers, all wailing and slashing, each attack twisting agony into the souls of the unprotected. The heaven tier, for all their strength, found themselves recoiling. Those who had yet to form hearts of martial arts clutched their heads, screams tearing through the silence like knives. Ling Han, having drawn Zhu Xuan Ear, Rabbit, and the gold-seeking rat into the Black Tower, walked unfazed. Who knew's monstrous might a shield in itself, and Ling Han's sword heart radiating calm mastery. The 5 sects were reeling, suffering grievous losses, heaven-tier souls reduced to tormented husks. Eyes of hunger and malice glimmered from afar. The 9th Underworld King and his cohort licked their lips at the sight of fresh corpses, envisioning the power they could extract in refining them into corpse soldiers or even corpse kings. Even allies could not hide their terror, witnessing the ease with which the dead had claimed mastery over life. Tensions flared as the 9th Underworld King's words rang audacious, demanding the corpses for his own sinister purposes. Yet the cultivators of the 5 sects acted swiftly, storing their fallen brethren in spatial rings, preserving dignity amidst chaos. Ascending further, they reached the central zone of this floor. There, a figure awaited them, a woman seated behind a long table, her armor resplendent and marked with authority, a cape cascading behind her, emanating a divine, icy might. She was no mere soldier. She was a general, her aura commanding and solemn. "Step down," she proclaimed, and all 9 teams of female soldiers answered in perfect unison, yielding the way. "I can still witness you all before I vanish," she spoke, her voice an echo of time itself, tinged with fate's intricate design. "Let us share a cup of tea." The invitation was eerie yet enthralling. To drink tea with a soul of such lingering power was to flirt with danger itself. Whispers passed among the cultivators, a mixture of hesitation and awe. Ling Han stepped forward, measured and deliberate, his words carrying respect and subtle wit. "If Senior does not disdain my humble cultivation level, I would be honored to share this cup of tea and converse." A delicate tension settled over the ghostly chamber, a moment suspended between life, death, and the unbroken will of martial legacies. The spectral general's eyes gleamed faintly, a silent acknowledgement that fate had chosen this encounter, and the story of this haunted vessel was about to deepen yet further.